about the coolest place I can find on the boat. It's so hot today, it's crazy. So we're motoring again. Sailing, motoring. Sailed through the night. This morning was quite frustrating. Just didn't get any break from trying to sort out sail trim really. Wind kept shifting, and now we've got this northerly swell coming in. So it just was knocking the wind out of the sails. We were broad reaching, we were beam reaching. Oh, so I just put the engine on. So this hopefully is the last big chunk of motoring. If we can get up to like 7.5, 8 degrees north, then we should pick up the trades and boom, we'll be off from there. Well, it's been a trying few hours, but as you might be able to tell from the angle of the boat, we are heeled over. We are sailing, finally. In the right direction, more or less, give or take. I'm not going to say it, but I think the winds we're looking for, let's start with a T. I think we might be starting to get into them. I woke at 6, I've got a few hours sleep, and the oil pressure was really low. We've been motoring through the night. It's really bad. I turned the engine off straight away, and then I did a full oil change. Change the filter and the oil. So
there's something kind of rather bleakly ever relevant about our collection, and it might be that you don't.
Had a really good sleep last night. Oh my god, it was so good. I reckon I got 12 hours with a couple of times I came up. So I came up about 2:30 in the morning and just let a bit of genoa out, and then I was up again about 5:30. But yeah, amazing. There's the sun setting on another day. Good day. Good day, yeah. We've made some good distance. Flying along. We're about 48 hours from being on a latitude with the Cape Verde Islands, which cover quite a large area themselves, but you know, roughly. We've got about 2,000 miles to the Azores to go. So a bit more of a sea. It was breezy overnight, and that's kicked up a little bit. Left over. Made good progress through the night. We're almost level with Cape Verde Islands. So morning checks. Look under the bilge, under the floor in the main saloon. There's a load of bloody water up to. I've got a little float switch. Bit of Shaka Khan there just to chill out. Little float switch from an aquarium. and it hadn't gone off because one of the water bottles was jammed against it. And then the electric bilge pump wasn't drawing up, so I had to sort that out. So I hove to just to make the boat level, make it easy to work, and also so the water is more, you know, it's not being pushed up to one side, it can be drawn up. Well, when I went to check on the bilge again, about 40 minutes later, there was even more water in there than before. So the electric bilge pump didn't seem to be doing a great job. Luckily I've got these other bilge pumps that I can plug into any cigarette socket and just drain out through the sink. So I got that to work going, and I got the hand bilge pump going. Got it under control a bit. So it's not the seacock, so it's not coming in through any of them. It's definitely salt water. So nothing's coming out the top of the freshwater tanks, but it's salt water. So there's only two things it could be really, two holes that bring salt water in, is the manual bilge pump and the electric bilge pump. So there is a little seacock for the electric bilge pump, so that's now shut. I don't know why I'd forgotten, but it shouldn't be able to flow. There's these little joker valves, but anyway, that's closed. And there's definitely, I put a container under the manual bilge pump, and it's definitely some water coming in slowly, but we're not as healed over as earlier.